Oh my god, it's the battle, cattle. That's right. So we're looking today at Fusions versus Dynasty, a pretty legendary game, if you ask me, for a lot of really cool reasons. There's a lot of fun nuances. We're going to see this Orisa be coming out with the Reinhardts against the pretty traditional double bubble. Now, there's going to be a couple of interesting swaps from the Dynasty throughout this game, but overall, this is super interesting, right? And double bubble is sort of like theoretically meta, right? Meta is always kind of fluid in the beginning. It solidifies more as more teams play and stuff. But the reason double bubble is so strong, if you can get a high charge Zarya into position, then she can just be deadly. The monkey with both bubbles are going to create the space and the time for the Zarya to make that move. And with that, you can also just set up really nasty dives with your Tracer and monkey and, Ashe from an angle that could absolutely obliterate people. So, Dynasty are relying a lot on that very fast-paced engagement, where we see Fusions on the other side running this very interesting tank comp between the Rhine and the Orisa, right? What makes this so interesting is that Orisa, in a way, sort of counters a lot of the things that 2U wants to do on that Zarya. You want to get in close? You want to beam my homies down? Nah, right? If you're a diva, something more meta coming out from the side of Fusions, then, that Zarya is going to have a lot more to do throughout these fights, where Hoppa on this Orisa, it doesn't have eats, but has a lot more actually offensive ability than Diva with a lot of these pushes, and debatably defensive. She can't really peel the same way a Diva would, but she can set up shields and really hunker down positions in a way that no other tank really can. They tried actually earlier in this map playing the Sigma. It didn't work. All right. Here comes the most fascinating play of the game, and first we're going to watch it from the viewpoint of Gesture. I saw this live, and I knew this was going to be the map that I talk about. Look at this boy. Getting in some poke, getting in the projected, putting down his own bubble, and he dies. Bro, look at that boy. Look at that monkey. Oh. Splash. All right, so this is a fascinating play from the side of the Fusions. This is technically a mistake from Gesture, but more than anything, this is a fantastic coordinated play from the side of Hoppa, Rascal, and Carpe. A little less from Hoppa, but definitely Rascal hits an amazing wall, and oh my goodness, Carpe just pouncing on the opportunity, right? The personal bubble is really what makes Gesture invulnerable in this sort of situation, but once that wears off, once the normal shield comes down, then he's in a lot more trouble. This Mei wall, just absolutely perfect. This Kree rolls in, lands just such a beautiful flashbang, right? One step back from Carpe, instead of being here, he lands here, right? Flashbang, gets stuck, right? Gesture escapes, Mei wall down. That's a really bad situation you do not want to be in when you're trying to attack as that rush composition, right? So Carpe and Rascal just absolutely do their job, absolutely punish. And the reason I say Hoppa as well is because it goes for this pull here, but also I just don't want to exclude anyone, just because out of those three players who kind of jumped on that opportunity, we're not really sure who called for it. So this might be a choice from Hoppa, who goes, oh, there's an opportunity here, and then he goes in and we just get a crazy awesome kill, right? Monkey's doing cartwheels, taking the high grounds. God, that's so amazing. And oops. Let's highlight Rascal for a second. J3's this man. This guy is just insane. This guy is hitting such incredible Mei walls, right? In these couple of fights. Look at this. Boom. Gets the kill into profit. Ready? Here comes the rush. The supports are kind of out of position. The rush, the speed boost, the Mei wall, right, leaves a bit of a crack right here, but it doesn't matter, because guess what? They can't go through the crack. It's too small. 2U's just stuck there, getting swung on. What can he do? The poor fella. And just a fantastic fight from the side of Fusions. J3's us, man. J3's us. By the way, y'all remember J3's us? Like, J3, awesome. Love that guy. But J3's us. Man, he was the man. Alright, so the reason the monkey is played a lot on this map, right, with the double bubble especially, is this high grounds right here, and even this high ground right here in first point, are extremely crucial for, you know, winning these fights. That's why we're seeing the Fusion teams really swarm this area as fast as they can. Now, they take this area, but we're going to notice almost immediately they just back off, right? It's like a single tracer in their way, but they do not want to deal with it, right? Playing on this high ground is so dubious, right? That Ashe has such good line of sights in a position where with her dynamites and stuff, she can put down damage that no one really on the side of Fusions can. Like Carpe and Rascal technically can, you know, fight that range, but nowhere nearly as strong as Fitz and Animo can, right? These high grounds are just so much stronger for the side of Dynasty. How in the world are Fusion supposed to handle this? I'll tell you how. Playing inside this little room and around this piece of cover. We're going to take a look at a couple of perspectives. Firstly, Prophet, just because I find this one to be the most hilarious. Oh, the poor bastard, right? He's just trying to set up on an angle, right? He's trying to make a push this way while his teammates are over here, and the Ashe is shooting from over here with the Ana, right? A lot of different angles going on at the same time. That's sort of the idea of a position like this from the Tracer. But yeah, nah, Chief, nah. Icicle through the head. Jeez, man, that is brutal. Oh, that is graphic. Let's turn away. To highlight a little bit more of Rascal, because I wouldn't say I'm a Rascal simp, but I would say that he has been popping off all of this push so far, right? His walls have been incredible, and so have his shots. Blink! And look at this Maywall. Alright, so this Maywall may be questionable to some, right? And I can understand why, right? It doesn't really block off the monkey, it doesn't block off the Zarya. If the Tracer was alive, it wouldn't block off her. So, you know, why are we doing this, right? They're pushing us. We don't need to push them with this Maywall. Well, it's actually not made for the attacking team or the divers of this team. We're trying to push and take space, kind of like the Zarya is right now. It's really made for this Ashe. Right? And not only the Ashe, but also the Ana. Right? Look at this Ashe. Look at this ass. What is she looking at? Nothing important. Right? What can you do as Fitz in this position? Right? You go for this dynamite, doesn't really hit, what happens? You're taking some shots, right? Pew pew, pew pew, you know, whatever. And then the fight starts, and you are now with 3 seconds to your dynamites, 4 bullets in your gun, and a Maywall in your face. Right? Mercy standing here with a fucking booter up her ass, right? Not able to do anything as well because she has no dynamite to throw, no damage to put down, so this damage boost is useless. And then we see Creative, who needs to get a little bit more creative with these grenades, man. Like, you'll see. Oh, look, a horsey throws into a shield. Come on, man. Come on. Takes him too long to make this rotation, right? If he plays with the Ashe over here, well, there's a Maywall in the way. In this position, he can get an angle, but because he has to make this rotation, even the rotation takes like a second, maybe even less. The monkey dies because of it. So yeah, just a really great sort of catch play from Fusions. Great Maywall, great Icicle, great window, by the way, that helps the pretty much just alarm break the shield. Great isolation, just really fantastic play from the side of Fusions, right? Now you might be asking yourself, Elbow Fever. Wait, what is a high noon? Carpe? Okay, anyways, you might be asking yourself, Elbow Fever, why in the world are you simping so hard for Fusions? I'm simping so hard for Fusions because they're just getting really creative with their play, right? I mean, first of all, they're kind of running with the team that they're not familiar with, right? There's a lot of pieces that, you know, are kind of new and not really a lot of time to practice with. But, you know, this Orisa pick is just so inspired. It does so much to block off damage, and a lot of the value you get from the Zarya. It makes it harder for Fitz to get damage down, makes it way more difficult for creative to find nades, especially because you have to get a little bit more creative to hit them. Haha, that was terrible. There's a little bit of shield dance potential from Prophet, and against Gesture you have a lot of these poles that are going to be doing a lot of work. So with this idea of running the Orisa instead of the D.Va, we're seeing a really good counterplay, right, to sort of shut down a lot of the ideas from Dynasty, and that's why I'm loving this so much. One, because the idea, like as a coach in my head, I love this kind of creative compositional mix-ups, and secondly, God, they're playing it so well. Like Hotba and Rascal especially are just beautiful. You know what? And because I think Hotba, because I think Rascal is just doing so spectacular, we're gonna watch him for this next fight, and we're gonna see this man absolutely it's okay. So that's a bit of a throw. I don't know if you know this. I was talking a little bit about before how this high grounds, right, isn't really going to work for this team, right? Technically they have a shield, they can poke, but nothing more than a shield kind of like this, or maybe a little bit further out to do a little poke damage. But the second they kind of make it into this position or somewhere out over here, they're most likely going to get way too much damage coming their way, way too many angles. These dives are going to be way too powerful, and either they're going to die or drop and die a slow death, as they just do not have good positioning. And Rascal, oh buddy, oh no, like what is going through this man's mind, right? What is going through this man's mind? Oh well, before it was absolutely nothing, now it's just pure terror. Goes into the ice block. We can kind of see, I love this. Look at Baptiste over here. You can kind of see on his face, like, oh shit. This man is absolutely terrified of losing his Mei in this position. And there's not a lot he can do here. He can throw a lamp super early, but if he does, it's pretty bad for the rest of his team. That's a really, really big nade, and the follow-up shots are just there. Lamp comes out late, and that's just super bad. Oh my goodness. So much utility from the side of Fusions, who kind of want to bunker in this position and take this point and try to, drag it out here, even with the disadvantage of space and high grounds. It's something they physically can do, but without important utility like Lamp and like the Mei wall, it's not really super viable, right? Not a very good situation to be in, right? So this is gonna be very scary. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. I hope you weren't looking at the kill feed there, because Prophet is having a little bit of fun time. He's just kind of dancing around with Mono. If you saw before, everyone was on the high grounds, including Rascal, who died, but Mono was on the ground pushing the cart. It makes him a little bit vulnerable. He has no healing there. He has no protection from his teammates. So you see Prophet kind of just bullying him. And right now, right, you can sort of like see in the mind of the pro. Right, we're looking at the Reinhardt, we're looking at the cooldowns from Tracer. It's like, ooh, I got a pulse bomb. Mono shield is low, so he's going to be a little bit more conservative about how he uses it in shield hops. He's almost out of armor, so he's probably 350 and less, meaning I can get a kill with this pulse bomb. And Lamp has just been used as well, right? So all of this is running through Prophet's head, and you might be asking yourself, like, is it really? Like, is he really thinking that many thoughts at once? Yes, because that is the mind of a pro, right? Especially a really great one like Prophet. He thinks in this position, if he can land this pulse bomb onto this Reinhardt, he will confirm the kill, right? And almost guarantee the fight. Pretty much guarantee the fight right then and there. So let's see how this one unfolds. Goes for the pulse bomb, completely misses, and dies. This poor man is getting bullied. He's getting absolutely bullied from the side of Fusions. right? Oopsies. Nice headshot, but also a swing from Mono is going to be enough to close off that Tracer. Nice attempt on the pulse bomb. I like the thinking, but did he have recall there? If he did, he should have thrown and immediately recalled, you know? Oh, he did have recall in that position. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. You need to guarantee your life there. Going in like this, throwing a pulse bomb, and then blinking forwards again is almost like asking for trouble. You're sort of, you know, blinking into the into the den of the lion. What is that? The den of something. I don't know. But when I think of den, I get kind of hungry because at school they have this thing called. Oh, what is that called? It's like, honestly, we just call it the den. And it had like the fattiest, most disgusting sandwiches in the world that me and my friends fucking loved because they tasted so good, but would put you in a coma for 3 years. Right? That's why I'm still in college, fun fact. Because I ate too many of those kicking chickens. All right. So Dynasty being down in DPS, Fusion being down in DPS, you know, both down. It's a 5v5, but I would definitely say Dynasty has advantage with space and cooldowns and stuff like that, especially without Lamp. But of course, hop out with the hero play. Look at this pull. Look at that Golumba, right? And because 2U had to use this bubble, right, and they didn't make the engagement, everything's messed up. Everything is messed up in this situation, right? We have, you can't really see it now because the thing is covering it, but he has 8 seconds to his next bubble, right? They have like 6 seconds to the next leap. He's very low on energy, and that 8 to 10 seconds that is going to take for that, you know, monkey to jump back down with both bubbles is going to take too bloody long, right? And what's going to happen is, oh, Alarm, with 12 seconds left on his cooldown, is gonna be able to get his lamp back, right? Hoppa's gonna have full shields and a pull, right? Mono just gets free cart push and pressure, right? And all this is happening, Rascal is walking back. The carry is coming back, right? Sometimes you make a blunder in the mid game, but it's okay because you can make up for it, right? And because of this really weird jump from Gesture, right? We're seeing the ball being used. Not a great position for him to drop, but just has to contest the cart. And this is not great because look at this. Just backs up, keeps himself safe. They break the bubble. The Bob is shooting at air. And yeah. I mean, an entire ultimate has to be used just to stop the cart. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? All right, let's take the rest of this fight into account. I want to look at the perspective of Hotba because his bongo is kind of funny. He goes for some damage here. He is shooting. He's trying to get up his ultimate. Ultimate up, reloads, drops it, and goes, ah, shit. Has to put an absolute garbage of a shield up. Look at Alarm, looking all naked and shit. Not being able to be protected by the shield. He still has natural cover. But this look at him, bro. He's just like, it looks like a fucking dimple on the side of someone's face, man. You know, seeing a pretty good beat drop. May ultimate. Great touch from, I don't know if it's time 2U, Jesus Christ, 2U or Onamo who makes this touch, but great job keeping this alive. Grav comes out, but Maywall is attempted to throw to stop the damage coming out from the Zarya. Lamp and Window will be enough, and the damage output is just too strong, right? And I was talking a lot about how this high ground is just ultra super important, but look how much it gets completely shut out this fight. Taking a look at here, let's take a look at Creative's position. See what this man can get done from this position, right? In Ana, uncontested, especially like above the enemy team where no one can really get onto him, it just sounds like a dream come true. You have perfect LOS, you can shoot whatever you want, and you can hit any nade that you want from this position. Let's see how he capitalizes, right? Great nano. kind of fucks up the nade right there, and just kind of keeps things alive here, right? Trying to keep 2U alive. land a couple of damage shots in there. Still has sleep dart, but doesn't really need it. Lands a really strong nade, but it just absolutely doesn't matter, right? Like, that value that he's getting from that high ground doesn't matter because, one, he missed his first freaking nade, but secondly, it doesn't really matter that much because fusions are always playing aggressively, always forcing Dynasty to respond, and it's just really small but really fantastic plays from characters like Rascal or Hotba that are pushing the envelope and forcing Dynasty to pay attention. And again, Hotba, look at this awareness from this man. This man is absolutely insane. I love Orisa, and look at this man. Sees Gesture coming from a mile away, lands a great pull, doesn't knock everyone out, but sets up a nice pin. Pin misses, happens. And we find ourselves in, a really strong position to get a little poke. We drop to keep things alive because, the Carpe was having a little trouble there, not dying. Great pull, forcing people out of position. Orisa is just the best counter to Bob, apparently. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Great positioning, great damage, right? We're seeing just a really strong position where Alarm just gets as much healing as possible. Carpe has free damage. May can look for perfect ice walls and try to connect shots onto that pole. This is all just going really well. And all meantime, Mono's just kind of like sitting on the cart, reading Twitter and shit like that. Having a good old time. Oh, goddamn, bro. Shield, Window, Kree, Bap, Orisa. So dangerous on this off angle, absolutely terrifying. Anything that touches point is going to have a lot of different threats to answer to, and yeah, you can see you almost immediately getting overwhelmed, forcing retreat and losing mech. All right, so yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. Yeah, get the heck off that Zarya. That Zarya was doing nothing. Hey. All right, Mono a little bit low, but able to stabilize. Yeah, honestly, his job has been kind of just push the cart as much as possible. Here he gets really pressured out, right? We're seeing Tuyu kind of like suiciding his mech onto point just to stop it from continuing. But it gets broken right there. Right, we get the kill. 300 HP on the shield. Shield gets broken. All he can do now is swing. Men gets to 107 health. No, that shit was even lower. Oh my god. Go back. Shield breaks here. 0.25. 86 HP before that beat drop comes online. Wow. What a clutch beat from Toby. That is just a beautiful, beautiful save from the man, the Boop God himself. And from here, it's pretty much just clean up. The Mei ult completely shutting things down. I mean, slam just to finish it off. The beat just gives them all the momentum they need. And that's going to be the end of round one. And I just loved this attack from the Fusions. This composition, this whole fight. All the fights, there's a lot of funny moments where, Prophet is just having a horrible time. Gesture just getting destroyed in the first two fights, and some, really interesting things going on. So big props to Rascal, except for that one fight that he threw. I loved the pick from Hoppa on the Orisa. Whoever coach came up with that one, you have my blessing, and GG all around. If you guys want me to look at another game from this week, or in the next week, you guys want me to check out something else, make sure to tell me both in the comment sections down below or on my Discord, right? Fuck, man, I've been holding on that cough for the last 4 minutes. My throat has been killing me. But with that said, thank you all for sticking around. I'm gonna peace out. GG's.
About you and how you've been treating me, and I thought, why do I love you?
The house creaks as the sun hits my blind eye.